Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday night. Welcome back to League Zero for the grand finale of our mid-season tournament, where we'll be seeing the two best teams in the regular season so far going up against each other here. It's Redveil versus Kingdom. My name is Dexatron. I am being joined by Gumsauce tonight. Gumsauce, how are you tonight, man?
Man, doing wonderful. I'm excited to see how this match plays out. I am just kind of recovering a little bit over cold, so don't mind a few coughs here and there, but I'm excited to see how the top two seeds play out this match. And how about yourself?
Man, I am doing great. I have been looking forward to casting this one for a while now. I thought it would be these two teams here. However, I had not been keeping up with the tournament, so I was kind of hoping that we would see a surprise team maybe weasel their way in here with an upset, and we just did not. That was just not the case here. However, we were kind of told before this game or before the stream started here how close these two teams are when you compare them. Isn't that right, Gumsauce?
Absolutely. So it's kind of wild from the notes here in production. Essentially, Redveil tied directly with Kingdom in points. So they actually had to do a coin flip to determine the map pick due to the situation. And it was odd. You know, they offered them things like, hey, you want to do like a Torbjorn 1v1? You want to do like a Widow 1v1? But it's like, nah, let's keep it vanilla. Let's just do a coin flip. So a little bit disappointing there, but I mean, it's kind of crazy how matched they are. And so at this point, I can't even predict who's going to win or who's going to do what. I mean, do you have an idea on any scores, any guesses?
I mean, well, I want to mention one thing. You mentioned that they're tied in points, but they're also tied in almost everything else. They've both are 3-0 on the season. Both won 9 maps. Both have only lost 2 maps overall. So that's why that coin flip tiebreaker came in, is because every statistical thing that we had to go off of, it was a dead even thing for them. Kingdom did win the coin flip. They're choosing the first map here. But when it comes down to this matchup overall, with how closely these two teams are stacked up against each other, I would not be surprised if we see it go to a 5-game series here, maybe even a 6-1 if we get a tie on a random map.
Absolutely. I mean, anything is possible with the top two teams. And it's kind of just giving you a heads up as viewers that this is a best of 3. So not going to like the best of 4. It's not going to be any kind of crazy numbers like a 4-3 or 4-2. It's going to be, you know, either someone gets a 3-2, 3-1, or 3-0.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, we were just kind of cued into the fact that one of the players on Kingdom, either this is their first full like tournament or first couple games with the team, or they joined them in the last one. That is one of their tank players, Fish, who just joined Kingdom within the last 2 weeks. So it is going to be interesting to see how they mesh together. You know, well, I'm still imagining they're new to the team, still trying to get that whole cohesion together. And this is probably the best place for them to show off just how much of a team that they've grown as.
Absolutely. And looks like we're about to get into the match, but I was going to say, I mean, one of the things that you should keep a lookout for is the duo of Azali and Glacial. That DPS duo has been popping off this entire season, and I expect them to be no different this time around.
Yeah, I honestly expect that the same. Looks like we will be going to Night Market first here on Lijiang Tower. Not a surprise we're seeing Lijiang first, in my opinion here. I feel like we always kind of see it as the first map that's picked because a lot of teams say that it's just a good map to start out with. You can see a lot of different comps come out here. Just a good warm-up map for everyone.
Absolutely, and I'm seeing a pretty similar playstyle with the only difference between Phone and Azali switching a little bit on the DPS. But I mean, I'm expecting maybe I'm not sure if they're going to keep these Symmetras between both teams, but it wouldn't be unsurprising knowing Night Market and how every team loves to get the Symmetra on point as quick as possible.
Yeah, like you said, the Symmetras probably will be getting that TP straight to point, or maybe I've seen it used as just getting the team out of spawn a little bit faster. However, it looks like they're going to both hold on to that to TP to point. Kingdom and Redveil both get there at the same time, and now it's just all out to whoever can win that brawl on point first. At the moment, we're seeing Redveil just pick up the early kills here and just finding everything going the way. They got control of the point first, and they find the first team kill here. What an opening for Redveil.
That was incredibly fast, and I was expecting something to happen between either Azali or Phone's DPS pick, just being Azali having the Doomfist being able to get that one-hit kill, and same thing with Phone with a couple abilities, but look at that, he switched right after the Doomfist. He wants to match this.
Yeah, honestly, the Junkrat pick was going to be interesting because they were mostly doing it, I believe, for shield break. However, the Doomfist for Azili was just so much better in that team fight. Immortality Field coming out early for Marquet, just trying to keep their team alive as we see Phone dive in, able to keep himself alive there, and the damage rate is already being popped here by both sides. Shatter comes out from Fish, gets immediately canceled. Phone and Elise do find a trade there, but the kills continue to go the way of Redveil, and probably already a second team fight won as Symmetra for Kingdom is able to pick up a late kill there, and now they're going to try to stagger out a Psychopath here.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, that one pick, not very beneficial to the other team, as right now we're seeing really some ults kind of start building up between both the tanks again. I mean, I think they're about to step into another fight.
Redveil setting that TP up on the high ground there to kind of block Kingdom's TP. It gets up there instead, and we see them come out. Wall coming out from both Symmetras. Shatter comes out as well. Doesn't find anyone as the first 2 kills again go the way of Redveil. Make that 3. I believe bombs coming out from Extra. It doesn't find anyone. A Psychopath gets knocked off the map after getting demacked. And another team kill going the way of Redveil. And they have just been incredibly strong so far.
Yeah, I mean, Azalea alone, I think, got 3 picks off of that fight. And it's just crazy to see the difference of, when you're defending a point against going and attacking it as a Doomfist, you're preparing, you can already start up your punch while you're when you're inching in, it's a little bit harder for attack to get on point.
Yeah, beat Meteor Strikes coming out from both. Doomfist Bomb coming out on point. Doesn't find anyone from Psychopath. Shatter again coming out from Fish. Again, does not find anyone here as Elise does find Phone out early. Marquet finds Fish. Psychopath able to pick up Speed. That's the first good sign here for Kingdom. They find a second one right after that, but Marquet finds Silver Towels right after it. However, trades go back and forth. Redveil still does have numbers on point right now, both supports and the Diva life, but Diva gets team-back. Phone is getting back. This is Kingdom's first real opportunity to maybe have something go their way right now. They're starting to get some percentage on point. Speed fights Fish, so Shatter comes out, finds 2 members of Kingdom out. Speedy Men's dies. Speed, and even before I'm able to say the rest of it, the Redveil able to win that first point in a dominant fashion.
Absolutely, that was insane, and a 0 to 100. Not even a chance to really get on top until the very last moments. And at there, I was like, okay, maybe there's some hope. Maybe there's some hope for Kingdom to kind of get back on. Foam was getting in, but it was just like the pure dominance. I think Speed was doing an excellent job, just dominating the area, dominating space as a main tank.
Yeah, and honestly, seeing kind of a little bit of the same here in this game right now, or this map. Both teams coming out with a Symmetra. Instead, we're seeing Kingdom come out with they may a little bit interesting. Normally, you see Symmetras on my bad, Sombras come out on this map. However, we are not seeing it here to start.
Absolutely, and the thing is, the Phone his comfort pick is on Mei. She tend to use Mei before, and I've seen her play Mei when I was on teams as well with her.
Yeah, we see Redveil just take control of the point very early again. That was their main thing that won them the first point there on Night Market. And look at that, 2 quick picks to start the fight, make it 3. They're going to look for another team kill here to start this round, and they get it.
I mean, honestly, I think that wall was at a disadvantage. I saw what happened, basically. Essentially, Speed just waited for the charge and is immediately just bodied Phone. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if the Mei is the right pick for Kingdom, but we're gonna see how it goes. The second fight is coming right around the corner in White Room.
Yeah, coming from that White Room, like you said, they're getting on point right now. Redveil respect them a little bit, but TPing behind them. Nice wall comes out. However, they continue to find kills. We see one member of Kingdom pick up a kill. However, the remaining members of their team continue to fall. Phone, being really the only one left alive at this point, will now back out.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very quick fight. I mean, at least they retreated quick enough to not get another team kill. But again, now we're counting the time. Again, we're at almost 40%, and there seems to be no really ultimates except for Window to really play with. And maybe a Phone's the...
Yeah, that Blizzard can be huge. If X-Runner eats it, it could be insanely dangerous. High Noon comes out from Elise, immediately gets walled off, but is able to pop through it. Does find Fish. Here comes the Blizzard. It has everyone from Redveil in it. This is what Kingdom has been looking for. 3 straight kills coming out. Make it 4. They're trying to get a team kill of their own right now.
That Cassie just took 4 on their own, and looks like that. There it is. There is some life left in this map for Kingdom. That was a very aggressive push, and now look at that. Like the ultimate rotation now for Kingdom is looking very fresh. Which is almost up to their ult. We got 3 ults already on charge compared to 2 running from Redveil, and nothing really much coming close. So they can probably get another. Oh,
Oh, what a nice boop there by Psychopath. Takes care of two members of Redveil, immediately ending that push from them right now. Glacial's still going to stay on that Symmetra, does have the wall ready to go. I wonder if they're just kind of waiting to use that wall before they swap off here.
I'm curious as well, because what can you use the wall to? I guess you can initialize with it or when the fight breaks out, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's just see how it runs out.
High Noon and Bomb coming out, none of them finding anything. The wall finally comes out from Glacial as they pick up phone early. Shatter comes out from Fish as they find one. Their speed is able to be taken out after that. But however, look at this. Kingdom is still able to win this team fight at the moment. The two supports for Redveil trying to carry some of the team's weight there, and they continue to carry it, taking care of half of the Kingdom right now. However, they are in low numbers with the cavalry now coming back as Glacial's sticking on that Symmetra is able to get the TP to get their team back there fast, and they're going to retake the point even before Kingdom's able to tie up in percentage.
Oof, and another boop from Adbon. I was about to say, Adbon just popped off that last fight, game 2, and looks like he spooped and got that fight off really early. That's a very early reset for Kingdom, and they can still make it back. I mean, there's still 80%. This is almost final fight territory.
And this is final fight territory, but looking at the ultimates here, they are at such a disadvantage. Both teams do have the damage matrices ready to go. However, Redveil is so much closer to having some other ultimates ready to go. Shatter comes out from speed, finds 5, able to convert 1 from it before the Cassidy for Kingdom's able to find 1 right back. However, Kingdom is picking up some kills here. 3 straight for them, 4 straight for them before Elise is able to take care of Fish. However, they are still able to contest the point right now. May's wall's coming up. Elise able to take out Phone and take out the Cassidy. Beat coming up and not actually able to come out from Adbon there. Kingdom still trying to keep this fight alive. The Immortality Field chucked there to make sure Speed stays alive as X-Runner is able to get back. And look at this, the rest of the team for Redveil getting back. Speedy Men's is able to boop off Speed. Fish able to find Marquet. They're still trying to get this point flipped over their way. Bomb comes out, does not find anyone. A Psychopath finds Glacial. The Tracer now finds X-Runner. Elise still carrying their team at the moment before they get taken out by that Tracer. Adbon falls as well, and I believe this should be a swap. Speed, though, is there to just contest a little bit longer. However, it won't necessarily matter as the point does get flipped over in Kingdom's way.
That was a lot of commitment on the other team, but I think they may Redveil may have done the smart move. Yes, they put a lot of commitment into that fight to keep starting it, but they forced out how many ults at that point? They forced out at least the bomb, and they forced them to really fight for that point. I'm not sure. They're almost again at final fight territory, but look at again the ult advantage is it's a little mixed at the moment. We have a couple more ults on Kingdom coming in, but it looks like Redveil is really inching in.
Shatter finds only 1. The Blizzard comes out. Does catch a couple, and look at this. Kingdom absolutely cleaning up at the moment. 5 straight kills, and now all they have to do is deal with X-Runner, who's gonna get DMX here, and I believe this should be the point going over to Kingdom.
Goodness sake. I mean, that was almost anyone's game at that point. I mean, it was 99 to 100. I was genuinely surprised. I was like, please make this fight, like, make this, like, round worthwhile. Make this map interesting. And it looks like Kingdom definitely did. I was praying for not a 2-0. And I think we're getting what we wanted. I'm wondering if this will go the whole way through. Will we get a 3-2 in the end of this match?
I mean, I have to give Kingdom a lot of credit there. After the first map on Night Market, it really seemed like that Redveil really had their number. And even the first 6% on Gardens went to Redveil as well. However, just a nice team fight win there from Kingdom was able to get that point and give them a little bit of momentum on that second point, and they eventually ended up winning there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, I think it was just a little bit of confidence. That's what they needed. Just that one fight win, and that's what kind of got Kingdom ready again. And here we go. We're actually looking at Phone going on another pick I've seen play a lot on, which is of course the Reaper guy.
Yeah, Elise sticking with that Doomfist, kind of a comfort pick right now. Speed caught up in a very unfortunate place. Elise able to take out Phone, but Speed falls for it after being a little bit too aggressive. Elise does fall as well. I would say two of their main sources of damage out early in this team fight. And it does seem like Kingdom will cap the point here first if they want to. Extra is able to take out Speedy Men's. Glacier able to take out the opposing Symmetra and find Psychopath. Look at this right now. I believe Redveil played that absolutely perfectly. They did not overcommit or overcommit too much there, and were only able to take the point back after 11%.
Yeah, they let they let the other team overextend, they let Kingdom go in. Yeah, they got the first point, but what, 11%? I mean, what's that going to do in the end game, really?
Yeah, especially with as they take the lead right now. Damage matrix coming out from Redveil, forcing the Kingdom team to back up a little bit. Now, the Kingdom is popping their own damage matrix, forcing the Redveil team to be respectful of that. However, the Symmetra for Kingdom is able to take out Glacial. Wall comes out for them early in this fight. The beat being forced out there by Adbon. Here comes a Meteor Strike from Alize, and the wall from Glacier as well. Nothing comes from that Meteor Strike. Shatter comes out, is able to find two with it. Beat gets forced out by Speedy Man to keep those two who are knocked out by that Shatter alive right now. The Symmetra for Kingdom able to find one. Alize able to find Fish. But look at this. Symmetra is going in right now. That beam, when it's at level 3, is absolutely scary to be in front of. It just continues to damage everyone right now. And look at this. Kingdom should be able to retake the point. Bomb being forced out here by X-Runner is actually able to find that Symmetra. I don't know how that is just a little bit of a misplay from them, but Kingdom retakes the point.
Yeah, now they're without their Symmetra, so it's again a 6v5 now at this point. So they got to pray that Redveil somehow messes up this next upcoming fight.
Well, they do have 3 ultimates at their disposal right now if they want to start something off here. Charge comes in, does find Speedman. Here comes a shatter from both teams. Death Blossom comes out for Phone, does find Glacier. Psychopath is able to find Marquet. Speed finds Fish. Bomb coming out from Psychopath, not able to find anyone as Phone does find Alize. And Kingdom finding the necessary picks here. They need to maintain this point for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that fight was another heavy commitment, but I mean, it kind of worked off for Kingdom. I'm kind of surprised. I was thinking Azali might get a pick or two, but it looks like Phone actually got the better of Azali, kind of proving the skill set that she has on that Reaper.
Yeah, I do have to say this though. One good thing about that team fight, if you're a Redveil fan, is that all 3 ultimates that Kingdom had, they used them in that last engagement to keep the point. Damage matrix coming out from both sides as Speedy Mint is able to boop Alize to death. A Shatter comes out, finds a lot. 3 dead for Kingdom. Phone able to find 1 right back. But however, though, only 2 members of Kingdom left alive. I believe this point will probably flip over in favor of Redveil.
Yeah, that was another messy fight, but I mean, they kind of just entered right in. They're like, okay, no mercy. We're just going right in. We're trying to find some mistakes. They used both windows, and they just rushed right past the windows. Redveil did. And
yeah, Redveil doing a good job there. Using only 2 ultimates. Phone finds Marquet out early in this engagement. Alize trying to get in there. Wall comes out from Glacier. Shatter and the Beat come out on the side of Kingdom here. Fish able to find 1. Find a second one. Bomb coming out from X-Runner. Does not find anyone. Death Blossom comes out as Fish finds a 3rd. Phone not necessarily finding anyone with that Death Blossom, but it did create enough space there for them to retake the point.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. At this point, I'm not even sure whose map this is going to be. I mean, they're both equal points. So this is almost Final Fantasy. This is basically Final Fantasy territory. If Redveil can recuperate, then maybe Kingdom has another chance. But they got to hope that they can just hold on to the point.
That is not what you want to see early in this engagement. Phone out, Fish out, Silver Towels out, and Redveil absolutely cleaning up Kingdom right now. It has ticked over into overtime, so there will be 1 more fight. And those members of Kingdom falling there only hurts them.
Yeah, and I mean, what's interesting stat I'm seeing right now, basically, Phone is running about 11,000 damage dealt so far this map. So, and I'm just hoping that it's enough damage because we're actually seeing on the other side, Azali and Glacial have a little more DPS than the other team. Yeah, and we're kind of seeing how it's different. So,
Kingdom finds the first 2, a huge Shatter finds 3. Psychopath is able to clean 1 up, and right now Kingdom is retaking the point and forcing the remaining members of Redveil back a little bit. It is all up to Alize to get back. However, they do not, and Kingdom will take the first map.
That was a fight. That was some pretty dang good Overwatch, if I'd say.
Yeah.
It went the whole distance for the most part. I mean, again, another 99 to 100 points.
Yeah, honestly, after that first map on Night Market, I really thought this was all going to go in favor of Redveil. However, Kingdom did such a good job here. They just needed to get a little bit of a 1 map warm up there. They let Redveil have that first one and immediately came back in the second one. After having a team fight finally go their way, they turned that momentum into a whole map win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, a lot of the pop-up potential between all the DPSs, we're looking at the Reaper guy at the last point, which was, I think, just one thing I noticed with Phone specifically, maybe because I played with her before, was that she really likes to intent and wait for things to get chaotic and then just kind of run into the back as Reaper and just try to find a pick. And at that point, the momentum just completely goes over to Kingdom's side.
Yeah, and honestly, we saw it there a couple times where Phone was in the background. I believe it was on that Death Blossom where Phone came behind everyone, not necessarily finding anyone with it, but they did create a lot of space there, which helped them retake the point.
Yeah, I mean, that Death Blossom is scary. Really, there's not a lot you can do when you hear die, 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 and then everything else is going in front of you. So it's like you either walk behind into the Death Blossom or you walk in front of the scary tank, which Fish was kind of just ripping everyone apart with the Rhine.
Yeah, both Ryans actually did really, really good there. I'm just learning that that guy's name is Jim, so that's good to know.
Hi, Jim.
The one dude whose name is Korean, that's Jim. Okay.
All right, nice. So we're going to see what maps get picked out. Oh, I think we already have our choice.
Yeah, what a shock that we're seeing this map come up second. It's everyone's favorite map. It's Scrim's Row. We're going to the hybrid map of King's Row here. Now, normally this is a brawl-centered map, and Redveil must believe that they have a better brawl than that of Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, they're confident, even though they saw what happened with their Rhines. I mean, they're almost equal. When I was looking at the damage dealt statistic, they were almost equivalent, both Rhines. It was the only difference really was truly like damage taken and also how many ults they placed out. I didn't remember what the number was, but I think Kingdom had, I think, 1 or 2 more shatters done throughout the entire map.
Yeah, and honestly, both, like you said, both of the Ryans played incredibly well that first map there. I just believe Fish's shatter there at the end, where it caught 3 members of the Redveil team, really won them that map. And that was one of the biggest shatters we saw that first map. A lot of them were getting blocked or only finding one person. That one finding 3 meant so much to Kingdom and that first map to get them on top here early.
Yeah, and now we're looking at 2 different approaches now when we're going for the attack on King's Row and we're looking at defense. We see Azali and Glacial, the dynamic duo going for. I mean, I guarantee that Azali's not going to be on that Widow for much longer. Just probably get an early pick and run off to something different, maybe a Cassidy or Ashe, possibly maybe not even Ashe, maybe Tracer.
Well, we won't even see the Widowmaker as they already swapped over to the Cassidy. A straight mirror match coming out here on King's Row. Not a shock. I feel like I see mirror matches on this map every time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. At that point, it's just an ego. It's an ego push. Like, okay, I'm better than you. Then that's really all it is when it comes to mirror comps at this point. Sometimes it's not even meta. Sometimes it's, hey, I'm just egoing the other team.
Yeah, already the Immortality Field out here for Kingdom early. Speedymans is able to find the Lucio duel onto Audubon there before Silvertails fell speed. And Kingdom doing a good job here just cleaning up this first engagement as a lot of the members of Redveil are starting to fall back.
And there's that stagger, everyone's favorite part of the game. I mean, honestly, hats off to the support team here in Kingdom. They just got the first 2 picks of that map. And look at it, we already have ultimates on Silvertoss.
Yeah, Marquet is not that far away either. Fish and Speed, you could say the exact same thing here. We're going to have some ultimates popped here early. I imagine Silvertails is going to start off with that or damage measure. As we see it here, that's going to force the teams to play smarter around it. However, the wall comes out from Phone, kind of negating that damage measure out early. Shatter comes out from Fist, doesn't find anything. As we see the damage measure being popped here by Marquet. However, Jim's able to find Speed, and the Blizzard already coming out from Phone. It catches X-Runner out. Glacial pops out their Blizzard as well. Able to find 2. Glacial able to take care of Jim. Their Psychopath able to stay in that mech even after being froze.
Yep, and now the fight's going right into the alley, and this is just where it gets messy. I mean, last time I was seeing Redveil play on King's Row, it was the messiest fight I've ever seen. I mean, look at this. They're turning it around.
They somehow turned it around. And actually, it won't be counted as a team kill. They will now have a good opportunity here to maybe fully cap this point, because I do not see any members of Kingdom here coming to contest.
Yeah, no way. I mean, at this point, they're just setting up defensive procedures. I mean, they're not going to try to take that. Just set up early, wait for the next attack.
Elise popping the high noon. X-Runner popping a bomb here early as well. Finds 2 with it. Elise finds 1 with their high noon. Speed goes in, and I love to see what Redveil is doing right here. They are being aggressive, pushing Kingdom back into their own spawn right now. And I really like to see this on King's Row. It lets them push that cart through probably the most challenging parts of this first push.
Absolutely. And, again, if I was on Redveil's side, I'd be starting to prepare to defend. right where B is landing, but I think they're giving them a little bit more space than necessary. I think we're going to see some more ults run right here. We have now the high noon from Jim. We got another set of windows coming around.
Yeah, high noon being popped here by Jim. Wall does come up. He is able to break through with help from his team. However, that high noon has expired and will not get any use out of it. Phone capping off speed. Shatter comes out, doesn't find anyone, but the shatter from Fish finds two. They won't get any follow from damage metrics being popped here by both Baptiste here. Marquez will be the one that lasts a while longer. Ooh. Blizzard comes out, I believe, but I believe Phone got killed mid-animation, so did not actually come out, and now we are just starting to see Redveil clean up this team fight.
Yeah, I mean, again, Redveil just initiated extremely hard. They ran off at the right points, they ran in at the right points, and they went together as a team. I saw basically a Kingdom kind of split in two when they started pushing forward. And at that point, I think this is it. I mean, they lost the dominance, they lost the spatial control.
Oh, bomb coming out early from X Runner here. Not able to find anyone as Fish was able to get their shield up just in time to save a couple members of their team out. But that does give them a decent amount of space here. Blizzard coming out from Glacial here. Actually does find Phone, and that's the only one. Bomb also coming out from Psychopath. Again, not finding anyone. High noon coming out from Lise. Does find one, and that could be the opening that Redveil was looking for. Damage is coming out from Silver Towels to try to force back Redveil here a little bit as Jim does pick up speed, and that will probably force the fallback here from Redveil. And ooh, Marquet just caught out in an awkward position.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, when I was watching that fight, it was just like Redveil got the absolute like initiations all right, and after just a few good picks by Jim, just turned it all around.
High noon being popped here by Jim, getting spade boosted around that wall again. Won't find anything within a huge shatter. Finds all 6 members of Kingdom here. Already 3 have fallen. 1 getting D-Mech. Probably won't live much longer, but a huge shatter coming out from speed.
Goodness sake, I mean, that was nasty, that was quick, that was committed. I'm not sure how long do you think they have? Do you think they're gonna get one more good fight here, or do you think they hold it?
They have one more good fight here. Shatter finds speed and Oddbound. Elise also gets caught at the bomb coming out from X Runner. They get killed right after it comes out though, and you were wondering if they were able to get back out to contest this card again. They were actually able to get back out there and win a team fight.
That was kind of shocking. I mean, there wasn't even any ults committed on Kingdom's side for that fight. It was just like, hey, let me just get the picks right easy like that. I mean, they committed, Marquise committed the window, and the bomb was already used ahead of time.
Actually, Fish did commit a shatter there early in that fight, caught 3 members of Redveil out early, and that gave them the opening they needed.
Right. I mean, it's just kind of quick because I mean, as always, already at like 27% towards the next ultimate. So,
yeah. Redveil respecting Silver Tal's damage risk. They're hanging around the corner. High noon being popped out by Elise. Psychopath trying to eat as many as they can, but Elise able to find 2 with it. Meteor Strike coming out here from Phone. How many are they going to be able to find? Not going to be able to find anyone as they just go to a position to keep themselves alive here. Silver Tal's falls. Speedy Mens is trying to keep themselves alive here as Psychopath falls as well, and they are nearing that point. Blizzard coming out here from Glacial. Speed does have that shatter ready to go, does pop it, but doesn't find anyone with the Jim falls just after that, and even with all that stuff going on, Redveil able to complete the map with a healthy time bank of 148.
Wow. I mean, okay, so that last part of the map was just absolutely riled full of just like intense plays, like absolute pop-up potential between both teams, and I was like I almost had a little bit hard time keeping track of what was happening. It was just happening so fast sometimes, like either the team win happens within like 30 seconds, or it just kind of rolls back and it's like, okay, well, we're just waiting for them to reset, and then it goes in hard again, all over again. It's getting wild to kind of keep track of.
Yeah, now it is time for Kingdom to respond here. They need a strong response here. Honestly, the main thing they need to do is just fully cap the map. It doesn't matter if they do it in overtime. They just need to be able to fully cap this map to potentially have either give themselves a chance to win or a chance to at least tie it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a minute 48 is a healthy amount of time, but then again, we've seen some maps that, they had 3 minutes in the time bank. So I'm not sure if this is going to be one of those matches, just seeing how Kingdom did their defense, but I would love to see how they interpret their offense for this map against Redveil.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be seeing another mirror match out here to start. That's, again, not really a shock to me, as just these 6 characters right now are so really strong on this map, especially with these 2 teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, there's not much you can really do about the meta because there's not a lot of competitive play on Overwatch 1 now with Overwatch 2 being run for Overwatch League. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to interpret the meta by yourself and just have confidence in your characters, I guess.
Yeah, both teams going to go around the outside on the Mondada statue. Both walls come out. Immortality Field used here early by Redveil, and now it's being used by Kingdom. Both gone. Oddbon able to find Phone out early. Speed finds Fish, and Redveil should easily be able to clean up this team fight here. It looks like some members... Oh, actually, they're not letting any members of Kingdom live here. Only one that's left alive is Jim.
That was like brutal. There's no mercy. I mean, it's like, yeah, we can let you run away, but what's the point? We want to get a little bit more ult charge here, and then we're looking at Marquis already almost has the window. They're just at, there it is. It's right there. And now Shatters are coming up online too.
They pop that window early, trying to get one. Speed finds Phone with the Shatter. Immortality Field comes out as Speed falls. Teamfight still going on, but everything seems to be pointing the way of Redveil as they continue to find kills. Elise able to find the last 3 kills. Or they're trying to go for 4, but Marquet able to find Speedy Mans.
That was insane. Azali just got 3 picks out of that. Now we're running with both DPS ults. We got now the bomb coming on the side of Redveil, as well as Adbon's beat still healthy and fresh, while Speedy Man still trying to get the first ultimate.
Yeah, High Noon being popped here by Jim. Gonna get walled off here. Able to be speed boosted through that. Actually gets boosted up. Doesn't find anyone with though. Psychopath eats the blizzard from Glacial. Elise able to find one with that High Noon beat coming out from Oddbon, as Redveil, again, just absolutely cleaning up here on this team fight, and they will probably get a team kill.
Goodness sake. I mean, that was, again, just brutal. And look, I mean, on the bright side, there's now plenty of ults for Kingdom to come in and initiate what. I can easily see maybe like a bomb coming or just a beat to initiate to at least get some early damage on it and throw Fish's Shatter in there somewhere in the fight.
I mean, they're about to have 5 ultimates ready right now. Redveil has that bomb ready. They are close to another damage metric. Speed is close to that Shatter, but these 5 ultimates that Kingdom has, they need to use them here. They're going to open it up with the damage matrix, and Redveil's going to respect it, playing around the hotel right now as we start to see them come down. Redveil's going to pop their own Blizzard and Bomb coming out. This could be dangerous. Bombs coming out from both sides. The bomb for both teams doesn't find anyone. Beat coming out from Kingdom. Elise does find one. Jim finds another. X-Runner finds Fish, and everything again starting to go the way of Redveil here. 2 quick kills by X-Runner might force the fallback here from Kingdom right now. Jim going on point, trying to solo it. Does not win that. Does not win that fight. And now Kingdom being forced back into their own spawn.
Yeah, I mean, that again was just a crazily intense fight. I mean, it looked like they almost had it. It looks like Kingdom almost had it. I mean, look at how many ults they threw into it. And now we're just stuck with 1 ult on each side. But we only have, what, a minute left?
Oh, Blizzard coming out. Won't find anyone. The High Noon doesn't find anyone either. We're getting into a very dangerous situation right now for Kingdom as the damage matrix comes out. Oddbon finds Silver Talons. Elise finds one with the High Noon. Always somehow able to find one with those High Noons here. Oh, and 3 quick kills going their way. Make it 4 quick kills and another team kill.
Goodness second. Again, like, Azali is just completely like blowing away the competition right now with the High Noons. I think essentially, I don't think Azali's waiting for like a crazy pickup pick. He just wants, all you need is 1 good target with that High Noon. And that's, I think that's what Azali's mindset is set at.
Yeah, and one thing I'm looking at right now, just look at the damage difference that the DPS are putting out right now. We're seeing Elise absolutely out damaging Fish by almost 3,000 damage here right now. So if we want to talk about gaps in team performance right now, we're seeing the Redveil DPS absolutely start to gap the Kingdom DPS.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's not only that, it's also the tanks too. I mean, we're looking at Speed with about 11,000 damage compared to about 6,500 on Fish as Ryan. It's insane. It's almost double the amount.
Oh, but Fish falling there to X-Runner does not help him out. Speedy Man's, Jim, and Psychopath are here. Silvertail's coming back on the Moira. I see a scenario here where they do end up taking this point. Bomb coming out from X-Runner, finds Jim and is able to get remech. That should give some of their team time to get back. High Noon being popped here by Elise. Just trying to find one with it, but does not this time. Blizzard coming out from Glacial. Somehow Redveil might be able to win this fight, and overall the map, Elise finds 2 quick ones. However, the team fight goes on, and look at this. The entirety of Redveil is now back on point minus X Runner, but they continue to find the kills, and they could easily win this map here and now, and they do.
Wow, now they're tied 1-1, and that was an absolute Azali diff. I'm not sure who else you can give credit to in that map. I mean, yeah, Speed was doing incredible work. Extra Runner, amazing. The healing duo is great, but Azali was just king of King's Row.
Yeah, and it really showed. But with Redveil taking that map, we are now tied 1-1. And like we kind of said, we expected this series to go all 5 games. I could easily see it going there.
Yeah, I mean, even though King's Row was a little bit more of a dominant map for Redveil compared to the last map, but I mean, I would love to see what 3-2 looks like between these 2 teams.
Yeah, but with that being the second map done and dusted, we are going to take a quick break and be right back with map number 3. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be hopping right into map 3 here as we will be heading to the escort map of Route 66.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how these two teams interpret this map. Also, now that we are on a movie cardy game mode, I'd like to see how some of the DPS play that Glacial and Zali, as well as Jim and Phone.
Yeah, Jim and Phone. Phone has not yet selected yet. Going, at least teasing the Genji pick here would be an interesting pick in my opinion.
Yeah, well, we're going to now a Pharah, so I guess a pharmacy can be pretty standard, pretty milquetoast, you can say, but just gotta pray that Zali doesn't have the DPS, the hit scan cuts to take Phone out of the sky.
I've never. You caught me off guard there with milk toast.
It's a way of saying plain Jane normal. Yeah, milk toast.
I'll take your word for it. Dynamite being thrown out here by Elise early. Not going to be... I said it again, my bad. Not finding anyone, as we do see that pharmacy combo stick out here. Mango coming out on the Sigma here to start. Completely different tanks than what we saw in the first map there, other than the Winston of speed. We're seeing a complete 3 different tanks being played.
Yeah, I mean, we're not just seeing 3 different tanks, we're seeing a completely different setup in E2. This is no mirror comp. This is how I interpret how to play Route 66.
Yeah, that pharmacy though is not necessarily getting a lot of value yet. Phone is, you know, the closest to an ultimate here if you do not count Marquet being already at 70%. But the team fight, no one's fallen yet, so each team is playing this incredibly safe at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's moving the cart. I mean, I'm not sure. They just want to make sure to get the picks, but the main objective is to get point A to point B.
Yeah, still no one falling yet. Fish trying to disrupt that high ground as we see a Nano come out onto Speed, who is told to take a nap here. Glacial does find Mango to start everything, and that Nano is immediately wasted, but Marquet able to find Phone. Glacial able to pick up the mercy of that pharmacy combo there, and now we're starting to see Kingdom just kind of get a foothold here on the defense, not allowing them to push it past that first major turn.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I will say something. The fact that Speed got away with that was basically illegal. Speed was Nano, then he got anti, then slept, and he still ran off with his life. Like, come on.
Yeah, that should have been a kill there. Speed, though, deciding he's a little bit angry. Does get slept, but I believe he got woken up out of it. Now he's trying to get Mango off the map here, and they will be able to get Mango off the map, even with the Valkyrie mode coming out from Speedy Mans. That will not save them. 1 tank down already for Redveil here. And
yeah.
Oh, wait, is that Redveil or Kingdom?
Redveil is on defense, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. They switched their names. I cannot understand. I forgot. Redveil on defense is actually doing a good job so far. I had the names mixed up there. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, now we're looking at more ults. The DPS ults are up again. We're going to see kind of how they interpret that. Oh, Glacial just went off and just completely deleted Jim right there.
Yep, Bob's coming out from both sides. The Bob on the side of Kingdom is getting nanoed here. Phone ends up killing himself. Speedy Mans dies as well. Fish, though, finally able to take out a member of the Kingdom here. X-Runner takes out Silvertails, who was just in no place to run away, and kills continue to go the way of Kingdom.
I mean, at this point, if I was Kingdom, I would be going, okay, maybe I need to switch things up a little bit. Maybe change my comp, because this pharmacy comp is getting demolished by Azali. I think she kind of has the upper hand. I was gonna say let's just see what happens, but looks like Azali kind of demolishing the flying duo right here.
Yeah, well, they're sticking on that pharmacy at the moment. They do have 3 ultimates ready to go. Nano comes out onto Fish. Here comes the Graviton Flux from Mango. Rally being popped here by Oddbon. No one fallen yet, as that Rally is sustaining a lot of the members of Redveil at the moment. Glacial able to find Phone out early, so they're still holding on to this barrage they have had since, I believe, the first minute and a half of their push, and we're nearing 30 seconds left to go in their push unless they're able to get to that first point. And 3 straight kills, make it 4 straight kills for Redveil, really limits what Kingdom can do here.
Yeah, and I think Speed right now just like asserting dominance on that Winston. And it's like, did you really need to use your ult right there? No, but I mean, just to get the extra kill, just to get a little bit more of that flex. Oh, look at that.
Phone able to find one, but gets taken out. Gets res. Bob coming out from Redveil here is exactly on point and will deal a lot of damage to anyone who's seen in the open. Absolutely just going after Fish, swapping the Mango now. Nano coming out onto speed as we finally see Jim's Pulse Bomb pick up a member of Redveil here. However, it has ticked over into overtime here, and if Redveil's able to win this team fight, this could already be over for Kingdom.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a little bit nutty. It was a little bit of a what I call a fustercluck at that point. I mean, we still have a lot of bodies still on point, but there's like just individual fights going on each side of the map.
Yeah, but Kingdom has been able to pick off numbers here for Redveil and able to push this card, and now they have a good opportunity here to actually cap this first point and give them a little bit more time here and a little bit more space.
Yeah, I mean, they have one good ult with Fish's ultimate right here. But a phone switching to the Reaper guy is kind of just like, I'm desperate to get something done.
Oddbomb popping that rally as there's no other supports left alive for Redveil at the moment. Bomb coming out from X-Runner, who is able to find Phone and find Fish with the crunch kill. Ooh. Bomb coming out from Mango, just trying to find anyone. Will not. No crush kill coming out from them, and now we're starting to see the numbers come back in favor of Redveil. However, that card is getting incredibly close. Bomb comes out, is not able to contest the card. However, they do find a kill. 3 straight kills for Redveil, and that will end this first point. And now, essentially, all Redveil has to do to win this map and give themselves game point is just cap the first point.
Yeah, that was just absolutely sheer dominance on defense for Redveil. I wasn't expecting it. I was hoping they'll be a little bit more competitive, but I mean, maybe what we see, maybe the first map was a little bit of a fluke. Maybe what we're seeing is more Redveil. Either or just they're getting really offended by that loss. They're like, okay, heck no, we're really going in for it. We're gonna like just stomp these kids. And I'm curious if it's gonna end as a 3-1 for the end of this fight. But I mean, they got a lot to Kingdom's got a lot to pick up on for their defense. I hope they don't stick with the same comp for like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, that was, in my opinion, the biggest problem that Kingdom really had there on their push. They stuck on that pharmacy combo too long. Phone stuck on that Pharah too long just because they had their ultimate, and they just never really used it. And I believe when they actually did use it, it was just to kind of get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, she just used it to kill X-Runner, and she immediately got bodied by Azali. So it didn't seem like it was really good use. I mean, you spent 2.5 minutes on the Pharah, maybe almost 3 minutes, and you got one really good like feisty kill on a baby diva. So there has to be some more changes. And now we're looking at how they're going to interpret this defense for Kingdom. I think they're going for just like really heavy, just fortify the positions and hope they don't get past the first turn.
Glacial coming out on a Symmetra, maybe just get everyone TP'd up onto that high ground before swapping over to a Tracer, and that is exactly what they do there. They're already being a little bit more aggressive with their tanks. No Winston for Kingdom here on defense. They're actually just forcing Mango to be the one that has to engage with Redveil first here. Phone does have that turret set up in the back and is getting a decent amount of damage onto speed at the moment. I still don't necessarily think they realize where that turret is. Finally, I think X-Runner saw it, and now I believe Glacial is going to take care of it. And look how close they already are. They've pushed it past that initial turn where they held Kingdom for the longest time on Kingdom's push.
And I think it's mainly because Fish is right now on a very static tank, and just hoping they come into that corner. And then if you lose that position, you're just immediately have to run away, and then hope that either your other teammates take care of it, or that you can fortify your position.
Yeah, right now though, Kingdom is down in numbers. Losing a tank and losing Phone is not what you want to see. Bob being thrown out here by Elise, and this could already be King's Row going in favor of Redveil here. Elise, Azali able to take care of Jim, and that will do it. Redveil absolutely just coming out here and dominating Kingdom on Route 66.
That was sheer dominance. I mean, they only needed one good push, one good pick to really pull the momentum with that kind of comp. I mean, the fact that they're running like kind of like partially the dive, Azali just popping off again as DPS hit scan, kind of running Phone into the ground. Hopefully, it's a lesson learned on Kingdom to not stick with comps, maybe transition a little bit better, switch comps a little bit, and be a little more flexible. And we'll see, I guess, what next map comes around the corner and see if we can keep this fight up.
Yeah, now we see Redveil. They're on game point and one win away from being crowned the mid-season champions. And that does give them an advantage into the playoff run here for the regular season. It does give them a couple extra points and will differentiate themselves away from Kingdom in the standings.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to think about. It's like, okay, now we finally get to see who was the better team at this point. They were so close to each other, they're so tied, but we actually won't be able to see those two teams actually go against each other in a non-tournament form until I believe week 5. So then
Yeah.
maybe that time around we'll see whoever wins, whoever loses this round, this match, they're gonna get at least a little bit. Hopefully, go for some revenge on week 5 of the normal season.
Yeah, and honestly, if it stays the way it's been going these last two maps and Redveil is able to essentially just win out here on either of these last two maps, potentially three if there's a tie somewhere, uh, already atop of the leaderboards, tied with Kingdom. You could say that it might just be a thing that locks them into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, they have nothing else to prove. They're like, okay, we're the dominant team. Let's see who can try to step up and try to defeat the king of the hill at this point, which will be Redveil. I mean, again, we saw them very competitive in the very first map on Lijiang Tower, but as soon as King's Row came around, it was almost basically a stomp. And then this time around again, Road 66, it was basically stomp. So I hope Kingdom is adjusting, and I hope that they're preparing themselves for the fight of their lives if they can get another point and keep this alive.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like that last map, Route 66, even though they picked it, it was by far probably their worst showing, even worse in my opinion than what they showed us on King's Row. I felt like we
Hmm.
saw them pick a couple interesting heroes that just weren't necessarily the best picks. And we can go back to their attack where they stuck on the pharmacy all the way up until about 15 seconds left in their time bank,
Hmm.
just holding on to that barrage. And then they come out with an Orisa, which I'm an Orisa fan, but I just don't think that was the right call there on defense.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that you want to be a little bit more flexible because, I mean, again, as I said before, if you're playing a static tank like Orisa, you're expecting to stay in a static area, but they're kind of just jumping over them or getting an early pick or just running to the far left or far right, and you got reposition. And that was, I think, what was like a detriment to them. The fact that they had like the tracer just running around, and like, what can you really catch with Orisa, especially with a pool? Was there really any abilities that was able to complement that um, without having well, just like basically having Diva instead of as another tank?
Yeah, and honestly, now Kingdom backs are against the wall. They need to pick a map that they feel absolutely 100% confident about winning. And are are we going back to another hybrid map, or is it a King of
I
the
th-
Hill map next?
I think we're gonna go with
2CP.
the, yep, TCP. Here we go. So our favorite game mode in the entire world. I
Time
think
to
that's
go
why
to
they're getting rid
Temple
of
of
it.
I'm gonna guess we're going to Temple of Anubis.
Maybe. I mean, though Hanamura will not be a bad pick either for the teams, but either way, they're gonna have to find some ways to cut through those choke points that, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm confident in Kingdom to do anymore, just because of the way we saw the choke points happen in King's Row.
Yeah, and they're on Route 66. Redveil held them. While it's not necessarily really a choke point, they held them
Hmm.
there at that first turn, which they
Yeah,
essentially turned into a choke point.
yeah. It's like if you try to go the other side, and when someone else is gonna try to get you pick a Zali, just she's just in the back waiting for someone to try to sneak around, like phone or someone, and then just keep pushing that corner and turning it, like you said, like a choke point.
Yeah, well, still kind of waiting for these teams to pick their next map. Uh, let's just kind of focus on Redville for a little bit here, since we've been focusing on, the little bit of mishaps that Kingdom has been having here. But ever since that first map of Lijiang Tower, they've seemed to be an entirely different team. Like losing that one map absolutely woke them up and infuriated them.
Yeah, they took extreme offense to that. They were not gonna let it go. Like nowadays, like, oh great, now we tarnished our record. We lost to the second best team. That's not a bad thing to, like, a map to the second best team. That's not a bad thing to be personally, but I think they took real offense to that. It's like, okay, we're gonna run through this. I want to go home. I want to eat my dinner. Anything to kind of rush through this map and kind of complete dominance against Kingdom.
Yeah, but like I don't think there's been anyone on Redveil's team that I can necessarily say has been their weak point. They've been all incredibly well. We've seen speed on that Rhine just absolutely dominate. Glacier and Azalea just coming out on the DPS, no matter what they're playing, just absolutely. And looking back at King's Row, both the tanks and the DPS gapped what we saw from Kingdom.
Yeah, like I was looking at just like damage alone, most of the team was just outputting more damage, whether you're on DPS, tank, or healer on the side of Kingdom. Now, I'm not gonna like just say that Kingdom is trash. I'm never gonna say that because they're the number 2 team. They're also playing still a good fight, and it's not like they're just complete. Yeah, they're getting bodied from time to time, but I think just a few adjustments can make it turn around. I'm still confident that Kingdom can still pull us through with maybe another map win to keep this match alive, but I don't want to just dismiss Kingdom as a team that's just oh, it's immediately going to be a Redveil 3-1. It might be that, but I would like to just give a little hope because I've seen players like Phone pop off before. I've seen Jim pop off in this match, and Fish just being an absolute great equivalent to Speed when they're on Rhine.
Honestly, one thing I've noticed about Kingdom throughout this entire series so far is they really like to snowball and get momentum off of these huge ultimates here. We can go all the way back to Lijiang Tower, that huge blizzard that I believe Phone had that got them that point cap on Gardens immediately gave them some momentum, and it seemed to basically even out the playing field there. While they did give up the point, they're able to retake it after a very, very long team fight, ended up winning that point, and then they went on to the next map to win that map, or win that point as well to win the first map. So I believe that Kingdom is kind of really focused on getting these big ultimates to work in their favor. They need to try to work on just finding these picks without these ultimates there and try to get the numbers advantage early in the team fight before or way before we're in the middle of the team fight.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be the fact that Fish is, again, as you mentioned, a new player to the team. Maybe they haven't fully integrated. They need some trust. They need to build some of that trust. And when I was playing on teams, the big thing was being able to trust your main tank to do stuff, whether it was to fall back, to go in. It's all about trust. And I feel like maybe that might be some of the issues with Kingdom is like they don't have full trust yet with their new main tank Fish. And maybe that's what's holding them back a little. Because like when they entered in pretty strongly, but Redveil a little bit better with speed. So I think it might possibly be that as an issue too, because again, they're not number 2 for no reason.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And honestly, I feel like Fish's only big real mistake there was coming out on that Orisa on Route 66 there. Like you said, the static tank. While if they were able to get everything set up and find an early pick, might have worked out for them. It just wasn't the case there. Fish has been on par with speed, in my opinion, throughout this entire series right now, minus what we saw on King's Row, where, like I said before, the DPS and tanks just kind of gapped the DPS and tanks for Kingdom there. But Fish is, even with being brand new, in my opinion, has been a really, really good and key player for their team.
Yeah, definitely more than serviceable. Absolutely above that. Again, it's just the only thing left is just really the team integration and the trust that they have to put in Fish. Because as we see, Fish is great. Fish can do a lot of work as a main tank. We just need the rest of the team to kind of follow suit.
And it looks like everyone is back now from a break that apparently they had. But we do have the map. At least they're teasing us with the map. So, Gumsauce, you want to say what map we're going to?
Looks like we're going to Volskaya Industries. We were both wrong. I was, you were hoping for Temple Anubis. I was hoping for Hanamura, not because I'm a weeb, but because I thought it's a fun map. But we're going to the dreary parts of Russia.
Yeah, to the snowy parts of Russia. Why would you say liking Hanamura makes you a weeb? I thought
it makes me okay because I am a weeb. Okay, I'm a little bit of one, but I said I like Hanamura just because I think it's a beautiful map and I love the choke points in there. When I was playing in teams, I had a lot more fun playing Hanamura more than any other 2CP, and that's not a bull statement because 2CP is not very enjoyable. But at least what helped me suffer through the pain of 2CP was playing Hanamura from time to time. But yeah, Japanese stuff. I'm kind of weeby. Come on.
Well, I mean, we're all kind of weebs in a way, but let me ask you. I'm assuming that you don't like 2CPs as a game type.
Who does? I mean, come on. It's never been really a favorable map of a favorable game type. That's why they got rid of it for Overwatch 2. I mean, now we got Push, which I'm really excited to see how League Zero in the future runs Overwatch 2, and we get to see Push instead of 2CP. Because I think we've seen choke points over and over and over again. And what's more fun than watching 2 choke points? Just about anything else. Watching paint dry, watching water get wet. I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, you are talking to someone who actually really does like 2 CP maps.
Really?
Yeah.
You're one of the few, one of the brave.
One of the very few that will admit it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I just think they're fun.
yeah, no, absolutely. Again, like I said, I do love Hanamura. If 2PCP existed and Hanamura was still a thing, yeah, I'm all for it. But we got
Yeah.
maps like Volskaya, we got maps like Temple Anubis, we got Paris, which is completely deleted from the game at this point. You want to use
Same
some
thing.
deathmatch?
Same thing with Lunar Colony.
Yeah, Lunar Colony. I mean, oh, God forbid we see another map in Lunar Colony anytime soon. So
Watch it be a
hopefully,
push map.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
We can send it from the moon. Hey, let's bring the push map all the way back to Earth.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, thank you to currently right now the over 50 people who have tuned out to watch the mid-season tournament here right now. Currently, Redveil is up 2-1 on the series. I believe we will be getting started here with what could be the final map of the series right now of Vizcaya Industry here soon. And for some random reason, this intermission between maps has gone on for so long because I believe someone literally started to eat dinner after that third map.
Okay, so like I was saying earlier that Redveil wanted to finish the maps early so they can eat dinner. I think they're just gonna eat their dinner and assume they're winning. I mean, I'm not sure what else it is. Maybe I should have had dinner beforehand.
Kree, should we just go to a break here? Are they back? Okay. So, but Gumsauce, through these first 3 maps, in my opinion, Redveil has been the more dominant team throughout all 3. We saw on the first point of Lijiang Tower, they were absolutely dominant. I thought that was going to end in 2-0. The Kingdom team clawed their way back in on the second point and ended up winning the third point there to give them a map win. And then the last 2 maps just been all Redveil. We've kind of talked about what we think Kingdom needs to do here to try to get themselves back into this series, tie the series up, and force that map 5. But what do you think Redveil needs to do here just to make sure that that doesn't happen?
Redveil just got to keep doing what they're doing. That is dependent on if Kingdom decides not to adapt more. I think that was kind of what was holding back between both points, between both King's Row and also Route 66, the fact that they were just so stuck on and so determined to use that comp. Maybe that's what they practiced with, that's what they scrimmed with all week long to prepare for this. But I mean, a great team is a team that's willing to adapt to and learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, right now, I think the one thing we're kind of waiting on is just them to rename the teams in the thing. Oh God.
Yeah, from Redveil to Blue Cloak,
Blue Cloak,
and not the green sheet. Man, let's hope we don't go for a map 5. They're gonna find some other color and other cloth to name themselves as.
Yellow Wolf.
Yellow Wolf, right?
Okay.
Or Purple Quilt.
Still, just honestly, now we are just waiting on them to rename their teams to get this map started, as I believe both teams have said are in chat here.
Yeah. I wonder what's the holdup. Is someone else having dinner? Let me join them. In Princedom, they're figuring out a name to Kingdom Come. Okay, wow, I haven't heard that name in a hot minute.
And we finally go into Volskaya Industries here.
There we go.
It only took us about 7 minutes of them eating dinner and whatever and renaming themselves.
Yep, mid-map, gotta go for that mid-map rebrand.
Yeah, I mean, if it works out for them, then, I mean, they were the Blue Cloaks. They were undefeated as that name. Now the green sheets are coming out. Let's see if they remain undefeated with that name.
Well, I mean, we'll see kind of how it runs out. Now we're looking at an interesting. Okay, there we go. I was wondering what kind of tanks they're looking to go for. It looks like we have a tank matchup here. Though it looks like on the other side, when we're looking at Kingdom, they're going in for a rush or what do they call it? What kind of combo do you call that with the Reaper and the Sombra? There's a name for it. I used to run this comp. Oh, Shadow Dive. Yeah, I think Shadow Dive. There we go. Yeah, Shadow Dive now called 6-man. So Now we're kind of running a very aggressive attack. So I think at this point, they're saying, let's just roll another 2. Let's see what's comfortable. I mean, I've seen Phone play Reaper a million times over. She was the Reaper guy for a hot minute for me, too. Let's just see how Jim does on Sombra.
Yeah, Kingdom starting out on the attack here first, rushing through the choke point there. That really helps them out, in my opinion, as they got really stuck there on the choke point. Jim, kind of invisible right now, just kind of waiting to choose a person to hack as Azalea finds Fish out early, and we see Jim back away already out of this engagement. And only after taking care of one person do we see them just completely disengage from this fight.
And there goes the D-Mech. I mean,
Jim already back in the back line for Redveil here. Actually, further back than anyone on Redveil right now. Looks like their person they're going after is Marquet, but they don't get the hack on them. All 5 members are actually still technically 4.5 since Psychopath has not gotten that mech back. Very close to it and is finally able to get the mech back. Now we might see another attack from them, but they've already have wasted a minute of time.
Yeah, and also the bubble. Fish uses bubble just to keep them up, and Silver Toss is really immediately deleted. Both healers are gone, so
this is not looking good for Kingdom here, as they need to find a map win to prolong this series. And at this point, I feel like they need to make a comp switch right now, as nothing's necessarily worked out for them. We see Jim swap off that Sombra now, go to a Tracer instead.
yeah, maybe Jim listened to what I was hoping for, or maybe hopefully the coaches were telling them the same thing. Like, hey, we gotta adapt a little bit more. I can understand some of them staying who they are, because Silver Toss almost has the ult, and I think we're just gonna have to go with it and see what happens.
Bob comes out early, so does the bomb from Extra. No one finds anything yet. Speed does find Speedy Man's and Silver Towels. Both supports already gone with help from that Primal Rage, and so does Jim right after it. Fish falls as well. Marquet puts Psychopath in the forever box there with that sleep, and Glacial is able to take care of Phone there. Already under 2 minutes to go now.
Goodness, again, if we look at actually the damage, again, we're looking at Speed that has about 4 times the amount of damage right now to Fish, just because Fish has been playing super safe, trying to make sure the team gets across.
Yeah. Nano coming out onto Speed here. Not what you want to see. Silvertails has to pop that Coalescence, but doesn't live long enough to get necessarily anything out of it other than their own death right now. Oh. And right now, Kingdom does not have an answer for anything. They're finally starting to get some ultimates here ready to go. We have the beat. They're going to have a bomb, a Death Blossom, a Primal Rage, and probably a Pulse Bomb here within the next 2 engagements. And that could be what they're looking for here.
Yep, yeah, they're all stuck in the room now, and I was really hoping that Silver Toss would just wait a little bit for the ults. Oh, and looks...
Psychopath was hungry, and Glacial provided them a cookie there. And now we see Phone pop onto that high ground, find Marquet with their Death Blossom. This could be the opening they were looking for. Primal Rage being popped here by Speed. Glacial takes care of Silvertail's. Beat comes out from Speedy Man's, does hit all remaining live members of their team. Alize able to find Phone, and Speedy Man's out. Azalea, my bad. Glacial takes care of the mech. Fish is able to take care of Edbon. X-Runner takes care of Psychopath. Jim falls off the map. And this could be it for Kingdom's attack here. They really used every ultimate they had there in that engagement.
Yeah, that's absolutely scary. And Zali is just like, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm just going to stay where I'm at and just pick you off while you're busy dealing with the rest of my team. We see how many ult we got. 3 ults running on the side of the defense for Redveil, or Green Sheet, shall we call them. I don't see him. We got 5 seconds left. Someone's got to touch.
X-Runner. Bob does come out from Azalea. Oddbon finds Phone. Here comes the Coalescence from Silvertails to try to keep the team alive. Psychopath still holding on to that bomb. You need to use that bomb, and this is no better time than now to use it, as essentially your team needs to win this fight. Already 1 support down, 1 tank down. Speedy Man's is purple here. Here comes the bomb. Doesn't find anyone, as Redveil just cleans up, and that should do it here for Kingdom's attack. And now Redveil has an incredibly easy attacking phase.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your best bet is a tie at this point. Worst bet, you lose the entire match, and then that's it. It's a 3-1. But, I mean, this is a tall order. I mean, I don't know how to explain this. I mean, everything just went wrong for them on the attack for Kingdom. I think what they have to do is just, again, hope that they can at least get some picks. Maybe what they need is just focus down someone like Azali or Glacial, who's just continually just ripping them apart. I mean, we're looking at the DPS differences again. Like Azali has how much damage? 6,000 compared to the closest one being 2,500. That's more than double.
Yeah, there's about 4,200 damage from the DPS coming from Kingdom, and when you look at what the Redveil DPS has in damage wise, it's about 14. It's 10,400. So that's almost 4,000 differential in damage there. They're getting gapped again. Both the tanks and DPSs are getting gapped again when it comes to damage and just overall play as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even with as much healing as they have done, it's just still definitely nowhere near enough to match up with how much damage differential there is right now. And I'm wondering if Azali is going to stick with his Bastion, because I've seen them do some wacky things when I last casted them going against Genetic, and they're running the Hog. And they're actually running the Hog right now. So they said this was meta for them.
I am looking very forward to this. They're going to TP around to this right side. You have to expect that since they aren't coming through that choke right now, that Kingdom knows, and they do know. They are kind of running away from that high ground. The Dynamite does come out from Jim, not finding anyone. Actually does find Speed, and now they're getting set up on the high ground.
I mean, this is just a wild comp. I didn't think they'd go out with it, but I mean, they told me last time, we interviewed them that they practiced comps with Roadhog inside of it. So I shouldn't be surprised, but here I am just watching them run the Bastion, and looks like they're taking the point.
Yeah, and that Bastion up on that high ground is just absolutely melting down everyone, and that should do it. Redveil are your champions of the mid-season tournament.
Yeah, and don't forget now that Blue Cloak and Green Sheet now are rebranded, and they have now winless. They're undefeated too.
Yeah, once they dropped that Redveil name, they became a lot better of a team.
And yeah, I guess like they saw when they lost the first point, they're like, okay, it's time for a rebrand, and I think that's what they needed, is a little bit fresh mindset, fresh name.
Yeah, and it really did work out from there. Honestly, like I kind of said before, they had been dominant in every map they played. Just Kingdom was able to take the first map, and honestly, I could have seen this series go 3-0 there, especially with how Redveil came out of the gate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, like I was surprised it went by this fast. Honestly, like seeing the way the first map went, I was expecting them to be a little bit more competitive on King's Row, on Route 66, and even at this point on Volskaya. And those were, if I'm correct, all Kingdom's picks.
Yeah, after that second map, yeah, everything was Kingdom's picks here, and they had to choose maps they thought that they, were better at. Just Redveil showing them out here and absolutely dominating them on their own map picks.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm not sure what else could have been different for Kingdom. Like I said, I was hoping they'd adapt more, but even at that point, Redveil was just running them through just skill alone. We saw how much difference there was in DPS, whether it was twice the amount or even 3 times the amount, like in this last map.
Yeah, and with that, now the series wrapped up. We're going to take a short break and be right back with an interview from either one or two members of Redveil. Welcome back, everyone. We have two members from Redveil, Blue Cloaks, and Green Sheet here tonight. We have their head coach of Clay Machine and ex-runner. Guys, congrats on the win tonight. Just what went into this performance?
Oh, hello, and we've scrimmed very hard, and we knew Kingdom was going to be a tough opponent, and so we just practiced and practiced, and that's it.
Countless hours.
Just a lot of hard work.
Yeah, we expect them to play a lot of this rush stuff, some Marissa stuff, so we hard prepped for that. That's why we brought out the hog at the end there, because we knew they're gonna be pretty stationary comp with the ball, the back line easy, just go in, and yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My only question really for you guys is what was going in your minds after the first map, after Kingdom took the first map from you guys?
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
So we're pretty for fun team, and after winning I'm pretty sure we won first round, then lost the next two. We thought we're still in the game. It's only 1-1. We're having fun. A little joyous whimsy there. I'm not sure if you saw, but Adbon and Ajax one time, and that's he's definitely going back to the bench after that one. I don't know why we started him. That guy's fucking terrible.
Oh, whoa.
But no, I mean we only lost one. We knew that we were the better team there, so it was easy just to come back.
Okay.
Yeah, what I said to them last time was we lost grand finals last year. We lost map 1 of like Powerhouse is like half Powerhouse, and I said, guys, remember last year? First map is Mickey Mouse. Nobody likes control anyway, except for me, but that's besides the point. Yeah.
So winning this tournament gives you guys a couple more points there towards the playoffs. How does that make you guys feel?
Great, because right now, obviously, we're tied, and we lost the coin flip, so we didn't get to choose our opponent, which was not a fun feeling, It's just like, oh, it's up to the gods. So now it's up to our own, except for unless we implode or something, it's up to our own fate who we get to pick and stuff. So unless we hurt ourselves in the foot, we're in the run-in. So yeah.
Okay. I have one last question. Unless Gumstos, do you have one?
I mean, not necessarily. Maybe I will think of it as you go on.
All right. So you guys still have to play Kingdom again here in a couple weeks. Are you guys gonna, look back at this one and see where you guys were better than them and try to change anything up, or are you guys just gonna go into that matchup with basically the same mentality you had going into this one?
I mean, honestly, probably the same mentality. Like, coming into the draft, even then, we knew that we were probably going to be the best team. And just after playing this tournament and seeing, how Kingdom played against other teams and the team we played against, we're still pretty confident we're the best. So I expect nothing different. The only thing I expect different is that this time we're going to 3-0.
Wow.
All right.
That's some strong words.
Those are some fighting words, especially if any member of Kingdom is watching this.
Yep. One last question though. What did you think overall of Kingdom? What do you think was like their best part of their team that was giving you any trouble at all?
Oh, their ball and fair comp was like really good. Like, luckily we scrimmed like a couple teams that played that, so we were somewhat prepared. Even though it caught us off guard, we handled it well. But they were looking really good. I'm so thankful that Ozzy decided to like, I don't know, aimbot or something. I don't know, someone check their computer.
Slide some $40 somewhere. I don't know. We don't speak of it.
I really don't know what happened. They were looking really good, and then Ozzy's just like, nope. So I mean, worked.
All right.
I agree.
One last question, probably mostly for Clay Machine here, because you're the coach. Is the Redveil name now going to be retired in favor of one of the names that you guys played under tonight?
So I did not come up with the name, and I am only one staff member, but I wanted the name to be Retirement Home because it's all the old Powerhouse players, and so I thought that would be fun, but sadly it's not. So I don't know. We'll have to team vote. If Akri agrees, then maybe we'll switch it up. We'll get some good branding. We'll get some good branding on Blue Cloak. Don't worry about it.
Or Green Sheet.
Yellow paper is gonna go hard. Okay, you just gotta trust it.
That'd be tough.
All right, Gumsauce, you have anything else for these guys?
Nope, not at all. And just enjoy the win and congratulations.
Yeah. Congrats on the win.
Thank you,
Again,
thank you.
that was X Runner and Clay Machine from Redveil, Blue Cloak, Green Sheet, or Yellow Paper, depending on all their names, or
Plus
retirement home. Or retirement home. They had an excellent performance tonight, crowning themselves as the midseason champions in a 3-1 dominant victory over Kingdom. Gumsauce, just any final thoughts on this before we sign off for the night?
Well, it was a fun match to cast. Definitely a lot easier to see than the last one I did, and I'm really excited to see how Redveil does for the rest of the season, as well as Kingdom. They got now a lot to kind of prove themselves as. Now they lost, they got second place. I hope that they get revitalized, get reinvigorated to kind of go again, and maybe show them off. Maybe we won't see a 3-0 this upcoming fight against Redveil and Kingdom again.
Yeah, hopefully that is the outcome. I would love to see Kingdom come back with a little fire lit under them now. The fact that they, in my opinion, this should have been a 3-0 tonight. They were able to scratch and claw one out there on Lijiang Tower, but they need to come back in a couple weeks here as a completely different team because it seemed like Redveil had every answer for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, that's all I can say. Just it's a W for Redveil, Green Sheet. But
Yellow
hopefully
Paper.
Kingdom can learn a lot from this and know that okay, we gotta step them down a little bit. Maybe give them a little bit more humility. Kind of knock down the hubris a little. But we'll see how it happens in the week 5 when they go face to face again.
Yeah, so everyone, make sure you remember to follow the Twitch channel here to make sure when we go live next weekend, as we'll get back into the regular season play to wrap up the rest of the regular season before going into playoffs. Gumsauce, I'll let you sign us off for tonight, man.
Well, gosh, I've never done this before, but if anything else, have a good evening. Enjoy yourselves. Remember to hydrate before you dehydrate, and thank you all for watching.